Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us.
Stunning testimony at the federal corruption trial of two Baltimore City police detectives. One of their former partners in an elite gun unit took the witness stand and detailed widespread abuses of power. WJZ investigator Mike Hugman's live at the federal courthouse with the dramatic testimony today. Mike?
Mary, that comes from former Detective Maurice Ward. He talked about police robbing drug dealers, among other people, pulling people over just because they drove, say, an Acura or a Honda, and doing something called door pops, where they'd rush up to a group of people at full speed and then chase those who ran from them.
So you can see the cocaine up in the bogs there.
This is the gun trace task force at work. Federal prosecutors say the officers who were part of it preyed on people, stealing cash and drugs. Jurors are now deciding the fates of two detectives, Daniel Hersel and Marcus Taylor. Prosecutor Leo Wise said they were, simply put, both cops and robbers at the same time. One of the star witnesses, Detective Maurice Taylor, who's already pleaded guilty, took the witness stand and described the breathtaking scope of corruption. Officers in plain clothes, unmarked cars, roaming the streets of Baltimore, doing what they wanted when they wanted. Wise said this is not about aggressive policing, it's about greed. The gun trace task force was a perfect storm of officers who took advantage of their positions to enrich themselves. Still confident today?
Well, again, you know, as I said yesterday, I'm always confident. But it's been a good day. Thank you.
William Purpura is the high-powered defense attorney for Detective Daniel Hersel. He told jurors the mandate was to get guns off the street. Quite frankly, we don't care how you do it. And overtime was given with a wink and a nod right up the chain of command. 4 to 8 hours for each gun seized, whether worked or not. Prosecutors accuse his client of falsifying overtime. Purpura admitted Daniel Hersel breached that oath. His actions embarrassed the Baltimore Police Department, his family, and himself. But he contends the feds overcharged the case, that Detective Hersel is guilty of theft, not felony robbery, and the fellow officers and victims testifying against him simply aren't credible. And another dramatic moment came when federal prosecutors dumped out a bag used by the former head of the GTTF, and it had ropes and masks and other tools used to rob people. Testimony, Mary, resumes on Thursday.
Mike, thank you. And 3 other former detectives in the gun unit are scheduled to testify for the prosecution.
Corrupt Baltimore cops admit planting guns, using GPS locators to rob drug dealers. Profile picture for user Tyler Durden. By Tyler Durden. Monday, January 29, 2018, 23:25. Over the past year, the Baltimore Police Department has undoubtedly gained national attention in a corruption scandal involving the Gun Trace Task Force, running wild on the streets of Baltimore. Members of this elite group were charged with racketeering and other corruption, accused of robbing citizens, making illegal arrests and filing for thousands of dollars in overtime they never worked, said the Baltimore Sun. Maurice Ward, one of the Gun Trace Task Force detectives, took the stand Tuesday in the case of officers Daniel Hersel and Marcus Taylor, who were charged with robbery, extortion, fraud, and firearm charges. Ward's testimony provided a somewhat shocking account of how detectives used GPS locators to follow drug dealers, and then, eventually rob them of their cash and drugs. According to the Baltimore Sun, here are some notable and shocking moments from the testimony during Tuesday's proceedings. Ward testified that his squad would prowl the streets for guns and drugs, with his supervisor, Sergeant Wayne Jenkins, driving fast at groups of people and slamming on the brakes. The officers would pop their doors open to see who ran, then give chase and detain and search them. Ward said this occurred 10 to 20 times on slow nights, and more than 50 times, easy, on busier nights. The officers had no reason to target the crowds other than to provoke someone who might have drugs or a gun into running. A lot of times guns and drugs were recovered in this way, Ward said. Ward said Jenkins liked to profile certain vehicles for traffic stops. Honda Accords, Acura TLS, Honda Odysseys were among the dope boy cars that they would pull over, claiming the drivers weren't wearing seat belts or their windows were too heavily tinted. Ward said Jenkins also believed males over the age of 18 carrying book bags were suspicious and attempted to stop them. Jenkins would portray himself as a federal agent, telling drug dealers that he was taking their money and drugs but would let them go because they weren't his ultimate target. Ward said the officers used illegal GPS trackers to follow the movements of some targets. Jenkins would ask suspected drug dealers, "If you could put together a crew of guys and rob the biggest drug dealer in town, who would it be?" The officers would use the answers to determine who to target, Ward said. January 23. Justin Fenton. Heavy checkmark. At Justin_Fenton. Crazy testimony in federal court just now by former Detective Maurice Ward, outlining illegal tactics used by gun trace task force officers. Justin Fenton. Heavy checkmark. At Justin_Fenton. They'd regularly drive fast at a larger group of people, slam brakes and pop their doors to see who ran, then detain and search them. They had no reason other than trying to provoke someone. 10 to 20 times on slow nights, as many as 50 times others, he said. 3:37 p.m., January 23, 2018. 2323 replies 1472 1472 retweets 1841 1841 likes. Twitter adds info and privacy. January 23. Justin Fenton. Heavy checkmark. At Justin_Fenton. Replying to at Justin_Fenton. Jenkins also had a thing about men over age of 18 carrying a book bag, probably drugs, he guessed, so they would stop them, Ward said. Justin Fenton. Heavy checkmark. At Justin_Fenton. More outrageous testimony from Det Ward. They kept BB guns on hand in case they hit someone or got into a shootout and needed to plant it on someone. 4:59 p.m., January 23, 2018. 1919 replies 1817 1817 retweets 1840 likes. Twitter adds info and privacy. In Ward's testimony, he described some detectives carried around fake guns to plant on suspects in case they got into a jam. He further detailed an incident where detectives stole $100,000 from an illegal search of a home. The testimony shows detectives were in the game of robbing drug dealers, but on a positive note, the task force removed plenty of guns from the war-torn streets. Ward said the officers kept BB guns in their vehicles in case we accidentally hit somebody or got into a shootout, so we could plant them. He did not say whether the officers ever planted a BB gun on anyone. In one incident, police took a man's house keys, ran his name through databases to find his address, went into the home without a warrant and found drugs and a safe. The officers cracked open the safe, which had about $200,000 inside. They took $100,000 out, closed the safe back up, then filmed themselves pretending to open it for the first time. "Nobody touch anything," Jenkins can be heard saying on the video, which was played for jurors. After the man's arrest, Jenkins listened to the man's calls made from jail. He was discussing the officers taking his money, and said he wanted to hire a good lawyer to go after them. Ward said Jenkins determined the man's wife was arranging his legal matters, and wanted to cut her out. They wrote a note purporting to be from another woman, saying the man had gotten her pregnant, and left it in the man's door, Ward said. Later, Ward said Jenkins contacted him about wanting to rob the man again. They met at an apartment where Jenkins and Detective Daniel Herslow sipped twisted teas and discussed a robbery. Another time, he proposed a different robbery, and showed the officers a large black bag that was full of balaclava ski masks, black clothing and shoes. Another bag contained tools such as a crowbar, battering ram, and a rope with a grappling hook. "I didn't understand that part," Ward said of the grappling hook. Both bags were emptied out for jurors in the courtroom. A federal prosecutor described the elite team of Baltimore detectives as a perfect storm of corruption in the opening arguments at the Gun Trace Task Force trial on Tuesday. Justin Fenton, a crime reporter for the Baltimore Sun, provides more updates on the ongoing trial. Justin Fenton. Heavy checkmark. @Justin_Fenton. Midday update. Corrupt Baltimore officer testifies about leaks that warned unit of investigations into their misconduct. http://www.baltimoresun.com/news/maryland/crime/bs-id-2-day-2-day-2-day-story.html 1:38 p.m., January 25, 2018. Corrupt Baltimore cop to take the stand again on second day of Gun Trace Task Force trial. Former DET Maurice Ward will be cross-examined after his explosive testimony Tuesday outlining various crimes and misconduct as a member of the Baltimore Police Department's Gun Trace Task Force. BaltimoreSun.com. 44 replies, 1414 retweets, 2222 likes. Twitter adds info and privacy. Justin Fenton. Heavy checkmark. @Justin_Fenton. Just now in GTTF trial, prosecutors showed a realistic-looking BB gun recovered from the glove box of Det Taylor's vehicle. Earlier, Ward said Jenkins told them to carry BB guns in case they got into bad situation and had to plant one. 4:41 p.m., January 25, 2018. 44 replies, 6262 retweets, 5353 likes. Twitter adds info and privacy. January 25. Justin Fenton. Heavy checkmark. @Justin_Fenton. Just now in GTTF trial, prosecutors showed a realistic-looking BB gun recovered from the glove box of Det Taylor's vehicle. Earlier, Ward said Jenkins told them to carry BB guns in case they got into bad situation and had to plant one. Justin Fenton. Heavy checkmark. @Justin_Fenton. An FBI Public Corruption Task Force officer also said they seized a badge from Taylor that had someone else's badge number, the task force officers. 4:44 p.m., January 25, 2018. 22 replies, 2424 retweets, 4141 likes. Twitter adds info and privacy. January 25. Justin Fenton. Heavy checkmark. @Justin_Fenton. Replying to @Justin_Fenton. An FBI Public Corruption Task Force officer also said they seized a badge from Taylor that had someone else's badge number, the task force officers. Justin Fenton. Heavy checkmark. @Justin_Fenton. Apparently officers can request duplicate badges. This officer, now charged with committing crimes for years, had a duplicate badge in the number of an FBI task force officer who investigates police. 4:45 p.m., January 25, 2018. 55 replies, 4040 retweets, 4444 likes. Twitter adds info and privacy. Justin Fenton. Heavy checkmark. @Justin_Fenton. Filed for print. Former drug dealer testifies he called Internal Affairs after at Baltimore police raided his home and took $24,000 but said they only seized $7,650. If you steal candy from the store, you're going to keep doing it. http://www.baltimoresun.com/news/maryland/crime/bs-id-2-day-2-day-2-day-story.html 6:49 p.m., January 25, 2018. Corrupt Baltimore cop to take the stand again on second day of Gun Trace Task Force trial. Former DET Maurice Ward will be cross-examined after his explosive testimony Tuesday outlining various crimes and misconduct as a member of the Baltimore Police Department's Gun Trace Task Force. BaltimoreSun.com. 44 replies, 64 retweets, 64 likes.
County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheep up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if some, if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave a, let's say, actually, yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But, do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, if I got, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.